You know, one of the features of the Old Testament is the blessing that was promised to families, and was said the blessing is to the third and fourth generation. Now, if you analyze that a little bit, it's going to be the grandparents, the parents, the children, and then the grandchildren.
High above the calm waters of Lake Albano, just outside of Rome, the picturesque town of Castel Gandolfo played host to a special conference of the Catholic Grandparents Association.
It was two concepts.
Cardinal Wilfrid Napier of South Africa was one of the keynote speakers, who praised the vital role grandparents play, especially in societies where parents must work far from home.
In South Africa, it is that in most families, the father and mother are away working. They have to go to, just for survival, they have to go to work. So grandmother, generally the grandmother or grandparents in some cases, are the ones who are bringing up the young children. Now, they can do a certain job to a point, but children need to emulate their parents. Yes. And that's where I think we need to have Grandparents Association developing in such a way that it brings in the parents much more and helps to stabilize parents where they are in a difficult situation. So it seems to be an answer to a certain need that's developed in modern society.
The Catholic Grandparents Association was officially launched in 2009 by Catherine Wiley.
The Catholic Grandparents Association is a simply all-encompassing name, but the mission of the Catholic Grandparents Association is to help grandparents to pass on the faith and to keep prayer at the heart of family life. And it wasn't until I became a grandparent that I realized that my faith, which is very precious to me, which has sustained me all my life, in all the ups and downs of my life, when my first grandchildren were born, I was absolutely devastated, really, to find out that they weren't going to be baptized.
That moment of heartbreak was the beginning of something much bigger, and the association today has grown into a global network, now with members on every continent.
There was a great need for a Grandparents Association to bring parents together, to help them, to share with them and support them in trying to pass on the faith, which is very difficult in a hostile world. So we've organized the very first pilgrimage for grandparents. We also have a faith cafe, which takes place every month, which is people from all over the world joined by Zoom. And we're working hard with the dicastery in Rome to establish ministries for grandparents in every diocese and every parish throughout the world.
Catherine and the association were successful in asking Pope Benedict XVI to write a prayer for the elderly. And upon their request, Pope Francis announced July the 28th as the World Day for Grandparents and the Elderly. Another one of the conference's keynote speakers was Professor Gabriela Gambino, Undersecretary at the Dicastery for Laity, Family and Life.
I was talking about the importance of the mission of the elderly in the church and in society. This is very important nowadays, where the discharged culture often puts the elderly out of society, out of families, and out of the church many times. Every baptized person has a mission in the church along the whole life, and we are all called to live a fullness in Christ. If they are aware of that, they can give a great contribution in the church to the evangelization of new generations. They can pass on the faith, they pass on the memory that is the consciousness of belonging to a father. The generativity of the elderly is something that we have to be aware in the church and in the society.
As the conference came to a close, there was a spirit of renewed mission and deep gratitude, especially from the woman who began it all.
The aim is to support grandparents, to acknowledge them, to validate them, to encourage them just to realize that they have a vocation. The vocation of a grandparent is to pass on the faith. And please God, in this year of hope, I have every hope that we will, because grandparents never give up hope.